Priya, working as a lecturer in SNS College of Allied Health Science. So, in the last class, we have seen about basics of respiratory mechanism, in which we include functions of respiratory system and anatomy of the respiratory system, nose, and pharynx. So, today we are going to continue from it. So, larynx. The larynx, or it is also called as voice box, routes air and food into the proper channels and plays a role in speech. Structure: it is located inferior to the pharynx. It is formed by 8 rigid hyaline cartilages and a spoon shaped flap of elastic cartilage, the epiglottis. Thyroid cartilage: it is the largest of the hyaline cartilages, is a shield shaped thyroid cartilage which protrudes anteriorly, and it is called as Adam's apple. Epiglottis. Sometimes it is referred to as the guardian of airways. The epiglottis protects the superior opening of larynx. Ocal folds. Part of the mucous membrane of the larynx forms a pair of folds called ocal folds or true ocal cords, which vibrate with expelled air and allows us to speak. Glottis, the slit like passageway between the ocal folds, is the glottis. Trachea. Length. Air entering the trachea or windpipe from the larynx travels down its length 10 to 12 centimeter or about 4 inches to the level of fifth thoracic vertebra, which is approximately mid chest. Structure: the trachea is fairly rigid because its walls are reinforced with C shaped rings of hyaline cartilage. The open parts of the rings abut the esophagus and allow it to expand anteriorly when we swallow a large piece of food, while the solid portions support the trachea walls and keep it patterned or open in spite of the pressure changes that occur during breathing. Cilia. The trachea is lined with ciliated mucosa that beat continuously and in the direction opposite to that of incoming air, as they propel mucus, loaded with the dust particles and other debris away from the lungs to the throat, where it can be swallowed or spat out. Main bronchi. Structure: the right and the left main primary bronchi are formed by the division of trachea. Location: each main bronchi runs obliquely before it plunges into the medial depression of the lung on its own side. Size: the right main bronchus is wider, shorter, and straightened than the left. Lungs. Location: the lungs occupies the entire thoracic cavity except for the most central area, the mediastinum, which houses the heart, the great blood vessels, bronchi, esophagus, and other organs. Apex. The narrow superior portion of each lung, the apex, is just deep into the clavicle. Base: the broad lung area resting on the diaphragm is the base. Lungs. So, division: each lung is divided into lobes by fissures. The left lung has 2 lobes and the right lung has 3. Pleura. The surface of each lung is covered with visceral serosa called pulmonary or visceral pleura, and the walls of thoracic cavity are lined by parietal pleura. Pleural fluid. The pleural membranes produce pleural fluid, a slippery serous secretion that allows the lungs to glide easily over the thorax wall during breathing movements and causes the two pleural layers to cling together. Pleural space. The lungs are held tightly to the thorax wall, and the pleural space is more of the potential space than an actual one. Bronchioles. The smallest of the conducting passageways are the bronchioles. Alveoli. The terminal bronchioles lead to the respiratory zone structure, even smaller conduits that eventually terminate in alveoli or air sacs. Respiratory zone. The respiratory zone, which includes the respiratory bronchioles, alveolar ducts, alveolar sacs, and alveoli, is the only site of gas exchange. Conducting zone structures. All the other respiratory passages are conducting zone structure that serve as the conduits to and from the respiratory zone. Stroma. The balance of lung tissue is its stroma. So it is mainly elastic connective tissue that allows the lungs to recoil passively as we exhale. So in the next class we will continue about respiratory membrane, and then we will go to physiology of respiratory system. Thank you.